good evening, everyone. Thank you for a warm reception to all of us. Uh, I think delivery has become the forefront of our business right now. And Sandeep will agree that few years back, that was not the case. The market has really evolved very fast, and I think it's caught us by surprise to a large extent. So our first we will want to discuss is each of our brands are actually unique. Different models, different lineage, which we have. How do we keep on evolving the offering in terms of products, channel innovation, tech, supply chain, and keep this core essence of our offering intact? So I would like everyone to probably chip in. We can start with Sahil.
Hello everyone, I'm Sahil Vora, the Chief Eating Officer at Movestruck. My primary job is to just taste everything that is made in the kitchen. So we specialize in making desserts that are lasting for delivery, and we are sort of an offset product of what happened back in 2018, 2019 when delivery became dominant in Mumbai, where Swiggy and Zomato started delivering, aggregators started popping up left, right, and center. And when it comes to innovating and keeping the essence of the brand intact while we are reinventing ourselves, we were born in that situation. We were born in a situation where we had to come up with products that can stay in a certain temperature for a certain period of time. So coming up with solutions for such problems was something that became our first level of SOPs. How we kept up with the whole trend change in the last few years was accepting the fact that tech will change every day. And what we need to do as founders or brand owners or management is to keep testing whether it fits our brand SOP or no, our ethos or no. So that's essentially what we keep doing every day. Every day someone comes up with a new tech product that can help us optimize our kitchen better. Someone will come up with a table where you can measure everything itself. Someone will come up with some POS solution. Our job is to keep making sure that we are upfront and learning about new tech every day. And if it solves our problems, great. If it doesn't, then we move on.
Ayush, you are the newest person to enter the cloud kitchen on this panel. We'd
yes,
love
yes.
to know your thoughts.
So, hello everybody. I'm Ayush Sahani. I am the founder of Ministry of Naan. It is a new North Indian delivery first home delivery brand. It I also have a concept of drive and dine in at my outlet in Chembur. We are planning to. We started this place 8 months back, and I've always been into dine-in, but this was my first delivery outlet, and I thought it would be easy. But going after so many months, I've realized that it's a very difficult space to be in. But because delivery has become a part of our lives in every place, such as even your groceries to everything, food was one of the first players in that, right? So I decided that I will take on this challenge. Because I've been into dine-in, I have certain different type of thinking when it comes to quality, when it comes to experience and service. So that shift from dining to delivery was very hard, but it's very important. Now, ever since I've got into delivery, I've understood that all my dining spaces also should have that, division of delivery. We should, whenever we plan a new outlet for dine-in, we keep a good amount of thinking about that whole venture towards delivery. So I think it's a great space to be in, and I'm learning, but we've come a long way already in 8 months. We recently went live on Zomato. It was a long 8-month negotiation on commissions, but it's a great space. So yeah, that's about Ministry of Naan.
Interesting, Ayush. Your journey has been quite exciting. Sandeep, you have a rich body of work to talk about. So I will leave the floor open for you to share your experience, how things have evolved from dine-in to delivery, how you guys have remodeled things to accommodate for the new world order of delivery-focused audiences now. Please, over to you.
Thank you. Uh, at Aspect Hospitality, we have always been known for serving food out of best of the restaurants. And it was more about dining experiences and experiences out of the night through Radio Bar, through Opa, through Akina, Stella, brands like that. But then, you know, customers are evolving, and so are businesses around us.
Absolutely.
Customers are demanding for a similar experience at home. They want quality cuisines to be served in quality packaging and while ensuring that it gets delivered on time. In fact, in the same time, as much as they wait inside the restaurant for 15 to 20 minutes, the deliveries need to reach to them in similar timings. I think the only difference right now between dine-in and delivery formats is that there is house help serving at home, and here there are servers who are serving at the restaurant.
Right.
But beside that, I think and this is where the innovation actually has kind of struck in. Uh, the orders can be placed on phone while sitting inside the restaurant. Orders can be placed at home while sitting on the phone,
Yeah.
and the food needs to come in hot and on the table in best of the forms, plated or in delivery boxes. And I think this is what has brought all the innovations into the system, where we have to ensure that same quality which is served in dine-in gets served, reaches the customer in the right manner. There has to be, when the box opens up, there has to be steam coming out or fumes coming out. Food has to be warm enough to be eaten directly. Boxes need to be as comfortable as plates. And more than anything, I would say we always keep saying that it's the necessity which creates the innovation.
Yeah.
It's the customer which has brought that innovation back into the business. For us, opening up these 50 Nom Nom Expresses, bringing Asian cuisine on table to the customer was one of those efforts. I think we have been pretty successful there, maintaining good ARRs, ensuring that the customer life expectancy with us is also great. Retentions are great. Yes, there is one thing which keeps hitting us, and that's the delivery partners. And we all agree, 8 months of wait. Yes. Good old times, we could afford, we could afford to have delivery riders in-house, have that complete model set up ourselves. But as word is growing, the real estate has gone expensive, margins have gone low, and let's not forget that the GST on hospitality industry. So, so the need for aggregators definitely come in, and I'm sure they are doing great jobs, especially bringing in a lot of entrepreneurs into the business as well. So while they charge high, we should not forget that the number of entrepreneurs coming up from small kitchens inside the house itself is something which has been given by them.
Absolutely.
So it's the customer,
It's the
nobody else.
customer
Thank
is
you.
the king after all. So Paras sir, you have a rich body of work yourself with the largest cloud kitchen network now. What your experience has been so far, please share with us.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. So I am Paras, I am from Rebel Foods, and I had the franchising business over there. And brands, I think most of you people already must have heard of. From Fasos is the brand that we started with, and then continued the journey, moving to the cloud kitchen model, and then adding the different cuisine. Beru's Biryani, I remember we added around 8 years back. And then from there on, there is no looking back. We kept on adding different brands on the portfolio. Oven Story Pizza, then Lunchbox, Sweet Truth. So we built brands around different cuisines. So we are a bouquet of brands company, you can say. And as per the product innovation is concerned, but it starts from our culinary innovation center that we call as everything that we do in the food, it starts from there. And uh, before that, it starts from actually what is the need at the market, what exactly the customer demands. And then depending upon the fulfillment that we need to do, then we go back and then the brand team comes into the picture, and then a lot of blind tastings and all happens. And then finally, after the product reaches a particular rating in the blind tasting, the product goes to a few kitchens or the few outlets, and then there also the product. So there are certain benchmarks that we have at our end. Till the time the product doesn't reach that particular benchmark, the product will not get scaled to the other geographies. And if the product doesn't reach to that particular benchmark till a certain time, the product may get discontinued also. And if the product reaches the benchmark as soon as it can, after that, there's no looking back, because we have a presence across 80 plus cities.
Yeah.
And so that is how the overall innovation per se that happens at our end. And food is a very evolving market, and we started from online, and then we pivoted into the, we started from offline. We used to have a QSR, 200 QSRs of our sauce across 20 plus cities, and then we went to online, and then we went completely online before we again started opening some of the offline stores around few years back with a eat shore full food court kind of a model. So that is how the journey had been. So you can say that we have experienced both part of this industry.
Offline and online.
Yeah, so it's very, very exciting, and we are there since Zomato had not come into the delivery part of it. It was just a restaurant listing company. So from that time to now, I think lot of changes have happened in the industry, and it's very, very exciting, very, very evolving. It keeps you always on toes. So you have to make sure that you are always visible, you are always experimenting, innovating. So it's like that.
Interesting. Thank you for your inputs. I think it's a great template what you have shared, how to test market a product, how to take it, scale up across geographies. So that's very interesting. Sandeep, I would like to ask the next question to you, how we have to change our kitchen design and all, how the outlet layouts change, because you're the one who has been running the dine-in business for a very long time. And I think that would have required the new delivery engine kicking in. That would have probably required some changes in the entire layout of your restaurants.
I think great question, and I would relate it more to the fact that when we open up a restaurant, we always ensure that there is self-sufficient kitchen which is formed. But moment you scale, and you have to ensure that you scale with consistency, without which otherwise you will never be accepted in the market. Customer is genuinely the God, and he's testing you every day. And there is a requirement which comes in for a central kitchen, for a quality control center, for innovations, for an R&D, which is actually working consistently on the side to ensure that there is right product at right temperature, reaches to the restaurant, which can be further processed and served to the customer, while ensuring that there is no additional preservatives which is spoiling the food, and the quality of the food does not deteriorate anywhere. That is where our partners like Just Delivery kind of comes in place. Now these are the guys who have always have been very tech friendly. They have also ensured that there are new innovations which are happening on the platform, and we are aware of all the possible checks and balances. So while we were talking about central kitchen and restaurants, at restaurant you have to ensure that the minimum space goes or minimum real estate goes when it comes to designing your kitchen. It has to be self-sufficient in a manner where there is enough storage, there is equipments which can be utilized multifolds, there have to be place for innovations and bringing in new products, and should have potential of scalability tomorrow. So we all project revenues while we open up the restaurant, but actual things come in front after 3 months or 6 months of operation, when you actually realize that these are the things which are missing in. So if your central kitchen is fully equipped and you are prepared at your restaurants with a smaller format, where it has potential of growth and new equipments can be fitted in, or certain equipments can be utilized for multiple products, I think those are the best scenarios. And I think this is where you need to work with right kitchen vendors, and I'm sure that over a period of time there are good vendors which are developing and working consistently. And good thing is that within India they are being able to develop such kitchens where one equipment, one machine can be utilized for multiple uses. So, liking that, having just a stove or having a chiller and a stove under one table
One unit. Yeah.
makes kind of lot of sense. And
Right.
these are the kind of changes which you have to bring.
Basically, it improves the entire ergonomics for the kitchen staff as well.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Paras, you want to add to your journey of offline and online, what you have learned in terms of the kitchen designing, how adapting it better for the delivery partners now?
Yeah, so I think it plays a very important role, especially when you are scaling it up. And since we run the multi-brand model kitchen, wherein every brand needs to have a certain amount of space that has to be given to it. And plus, you need to make sure that how you can optimally use the space that you have, because beyond a point, the space is already there, and you need to, whatever you need to make it happen, you need to make it happen in that particular space only. Plus, we also work or give the space to a lot of other partner brands, close to 40 plus brands that we work with. So around 15 plus brands are working out of our kitchens. And so here, one need to ensure that how exactly the cross-utilization of the equipments can happen, as Sandeep has mentioned. And other than that, a lot of data-driven things we keep on doing, the amount of stock that the kitchen needs to keep, and how much of the PRP needs to be done. So all of those things are being data-driven. The kitchen knows in advance that what is the amount of material that they should have. And depending upon that, so all the decisions, I can say that are being data-driven and taking into consideration in mind that how we can get best out of the space that we have.
Amazing. I mean, it's great to hear from both of you. I think
May I add?
please, please.
When Paras rightly mentioned, just picking up from there, while we are designing our kitchen, it actually starts what we're going to cook. It starts right from there, what customer is asking for, what we'll be cooking, and then how that food can be actually plated at a certain stage. So that entire journey, while ensuring that your material management system in the form of data is actually giving you right, accurate data and projections, whether it is for stocks which needs to come in and stocks which might get utilized tomorrow. I think that is something which you actually need to visit on daily basis and measure on daily basis. Yeah, that's it.
Amazing. I think that it's great to hear from both of you in terms of the experience. I think now I'll come to the most important question. And I will shoot it to Sahil and Ayush first to chip in on this. How do we make the unit economics work for us, especially with the evolving delivery markets?
Ayush,
So
you can
both
go
of you
first.
guys are more in terms of online delivery, and he has been doing it for a while.
So it was right of you to ask both of us first, because we are still new players in the market and they have all the experience. But from my understanding, ever since I have begun with my home delivery business, I've understood that the delivery business, first of all, seems like, okay, the rentals are going to be low. You don't need a lot of people working for you. You just need one kitchen team and you'll have good margins. You can churn out a lot of business and where's the cost going, right? But, that's the challenge. Actually, ever since we've started, we've realized that delivery margins are like really narrow, very thin margins. But if you are able to, of course, have some sort of a balance between your direct and, online business, those, the economics for your business gets better. The bottom line is healthier at the end of the month. So my take is that I have tried to balance out a little bit of direct ordering as well as online. Your aggregators are very important, right? You can't do without them. They spread a lot of awareness, and it's the new norm. People opening the app, and like Mr. Singh mentioned, that they want everything at their house perfect, right? They don't even want to warm the food again. They don't even want to put it on the plate. The packaging should be as convenient as it is when you go to a restaurant. So there are a lot of costs, hidden costs, right? A packaging today, you decide that I want to open a kitchen. I have a lot of margins because the rent is only 60,000. My salaries at the restaurant are 10 lakhs, but here the salaries are 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. So you'll think that, wow, I'm selling the same food for 400 bucks at my outlet and at my even at my home delivery kitchen. But then there are commissions, there are, the packaging costs, advertising costs, they're very high, in-app marketing costs, brand building costs on your Instagram, your content. So the economics have to be very well planned. When you have to, as a founder, sit with your vendors from whom you're even buying your raw material from. You have to get to the bottom of it. You have to understand where your wastage is. You have to understand, what are your pain points, what's the real cost of food. So, with all these challenges in mind, I realized that you have to tackle it by being on the ground. So direct business helps me a lot. It's 30% of my total revenue because I'm also a in-store drive and dine-in. Because I try to get outlets which are right in front of you, where you can park your car outside, or you can walk up to the person and ask for anything and do a takeaway. I save a lot of money there. I don't have to spend on commissions. They get the food at its best. It's hot and fresh right there. So I encourage any delivery business also to consider having some direct, sort of a option for the customer, so that your balance sheet and your economics are healthy at the end. But yeah, your question that how do you manage those economics is by being on ground, understanding your entire business. It takes a few months. It's not easy, but you have to understand what your raw material cost is. Data helps a lot, I understand what sells more. I sit with all my orders at the end of the month and I realize, okay, the butter chicken is selling more than anything else. So I want to kind of try to figure out how the costing of that is in the right way. Because I'm also selling a lot of fresh items. I don't have a central kitchen yet. I'm opening 2 more outlets. These are all challenges for me. I'm opening one in Bandra, one in Navi Mumbai. So it becomes, now how am I going to do it? Is it still going to be, will I have to hire the same number of people? Should I get a central kitchen? These are thoughts that will come when you're expanding. So today my economics are okay, but I think they'll get better. And that thankfully, because of that direct, the kind of shop or that, outlet that I've taken is right in front of the people. So that two people coming in the evening, three people coming, one person coming in the afternoon, adds up to 200 people in the month, which makes your commission from 20 to 16. You know what I'm saying? So that is helping my economics.
Great insights, Ayush. Sahil.
I completely agree with everything he said, and he's learned quite a lot in the last 8 months, I have to say. Uh, so we do something like that. We obviously reverse engineer all our costs from, this is one thing we did since the day we started. We knew that commissions and discounts and ad spends are a proportion of your sales. So you need to get those percentages in control for every 100 rupee of revenue. How much is your commission? How much is your discount? How much is your ad spend? They might give you numbers like your ad ROI is 8x, 5x. Don't buy into that. It has to be on your total revenue, right?
True.
So those numbers were something very early on we decided we need to know where is it going. Though the best part of aggregators and delivery coming into play is the fixed costs are lower, like he said, right? Instead of running a restaurant, you can run a kitchen and your fixed costs reduce drastically. But that after a point of scale, that also becomes a problem for you because now your variable costs, your commissions, discounts, ad spends are more than the fixed cost you would have had of opening a restaurant. So you need to know those numbers. You need to know your inflection point that at X amount of orders, I know that it makes more sense to now have a physical store because I will save on all those commissions and all those X percentages that I'm giving to so many people instead of myself. And that will help me increase my unit economics very well. Till a certain point, maybe 0 to 100, 0 to 1000 orders, it is always beneficial to be on these platforms because your unit economics will be a little lower. It will be barely making money kind of situation. But after that, if you basically have a proof of concept, you proved yourself with 1000 odd orders or 2000 odd orders, you need to go offline so that you can start merging that revenue into your offline P&L and that directly hits your bottom line, everything that you save over there.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, like he said, like knowing all your numbers, knowing all your costings since the day you start keeps you in track, it keeps you in loop because mentally you can keep calculating of how much revenue has gone where, right? And you are going to be paid the last. So you have to make sure that you get paid, even if it's a fraction of it, you need to get paid. And being, I think, ingenious in your own ways helps. So unit economics can be achieved in multiple facets. All of you all manufacture your own stuff. There are brands in my industry, at least, who try to outsource the manufacturing. They lose out on that 4-5% over there only. One of our advantages is we manufacture everything in-house. So we can make that kind of money. Our fixed cost is then lower and the elasticity starts kicking in. That's where money starts flowing. So everything that he said, plus a little bit of whatever I learned in the last couple of years is how we maintain our margins. And it is not all bad to be on delivery. I look at them as a volume driver. I look at them as something, especially in perishable segment. And even if you have a physical store, you have a ticking time bomb when your inventory comes in.
Correct.
Delivery helps you get rid of that. So knowing your numbers and doing this the right way, I think bringing that balance in is absolutely the way to get your unit economics straight.
Delivery basically gives you that scale which we need to reach out
Correct.
to people. Dine-in obviously restricts it.
Yes.
It's a high margin business, but delivery is a higher volume business.
Your economics also starts kicking in, right? Your vendor who would have not given you a discount for a 10 kg order,
absolutely.
you'll order 100 kgs and he'll give you that discount. So.
That's an excellent point. The economies of scale actually start working after a certain number only. And I would love Sandeep to elaborate more on this because
No, they've actually been to the point. Knowing your numbers in the beginning itself with the kind of cuisine, food you'll be serving is extremely important. It starts all from there. While ensuring that your food cost is appropriate, it's to the industry standard between the range of 25 to 30%. And for me, COGS is what I speak instead of just food cost because it has to have packaging being part of it. It has to have logistics being included in it. Your semi-variables need to be around 6%. Your cost of labor needs to be around 8 to 10%. your rentals can't go beyond 15%. In case of restaurant, it can go to 15 to 20, but in our cases, especially with delivery restaurants, that genuinely can't go beyond 8 to 10%. And while all this is happening, there are few things which we tend to skip. And those are some things which are really important. To me, the pricing strategy in the beginning to ensure that there is right AOV, which gets settled and you hit on it month on month without losing on customers. Second would be the ARR, the customer retention percentage, customer retention rate. Your old customer need to be around 30 to 40% of your old customers. They need to order at least twice a month with you. You also need to ensure that you are measuring terms like CLV, customers lifetime cost, and or the spends, and at the same time CAC, which is more like customer acquisition cost. Till the time we do not measure these costs and ensure that our AOVs and pricing is right, we will always bleed. And now or other time as well, there are certain regulatories which keep changing. There have been certain changes in GSTs which have come our way. There is certain savings which we are being able to bring on in terms of raw materials. But at the same time, we should not forget that our major costs actually comes from places like rental, where we have to pay 18%.
Yeah.
And there is no return which is coming on that.
Absolutely.
We measure all the costs, but we tend to forget while measuring the EBITDA that there has to be taxes which needs to be paid out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, while looking at the PAT numbers, you realize that around 6 to 8% has just gone.
Gone.
So planning your pricing in the beginning with the food and maintaining the AOV is something which will lead you to success.
Very valid point, Sandeep. Paras, we would love to hear your inputs.
So yeah, so I would like to divide this into two parts. One is the unit level, and then the other one is when you include all the other expenses into it. So at the unit level, whatever kitchen that we opened, so for us, it starts from how the procurement is happening. With the contracts like multi-year kind of a contracts where the rates are not getting changed every now and then, so you are kind of tight-proofing yourself to ensure that your COGS, which is the cost of goods sold, should not go high. And then to the product reaching to the kitchen, how exactly you can ensure that that cost should be controlled. And then in the kitchen, how you can ensure the best possible utilization with the minimum possible manpower. Obviously ensuring that the customer experience should be intact. So all of those things, all of those interventions should happen at each and every of these matrices, starting from the COGS to your commissions to your kitchen costs. Then only you can be profitable in the food, because food is, from the outside, it seems like that I love the food, so I think that I can make a good business out of it. But when you actually enter into it, and when you actually see that everything is gone and nothing is there in my pocket, in fact, I am paying everyone from my pocket, then actually you get to know about how exactly the food actually works.
Yeah.
So ensuring everything at the unit level, and then after having an idea on the percentages, you make sure that whatever said and done, if the thing which you are doing, whether you are adding the manpower or whether there is an additional electricity cost which is coming in the kitchen, if it is going beyond a certain percentages, you must need to make sure that you are getting those system processes. Like, for example, so we have a very tight loop kind of a mechanism to control our electricity costs. So there is a solution which tells us that this is how the overall electricity functioning is happening. The consumption is happening at different store outlets. And the intervention happened there and there itself, where we feel that it is going beyond the certain criteria that we have. Like that, it happens for each and everything for us. And yeah, so this is how I would say that your involvement and your involvement in each and every metrics and your intervention at the right times plays a very, very key important factor when it comes to the profitability at the unit level. And when it comes to the overall profitability, then you add all of those marketing expenses. So there also you need to be very, very careful about that how exactly your AOVs and all are probably going on. And on the basis of that, you need to spend on the performance marketing, and you also need to keep on checking that what exactly is the ROIs that you are getting, in which particular city that you are getting the better ROI, in which particular city you are not getting the better ROI, and there also in the cities where you are not getting, make sure that you are probably slowing it down over there and putting it on the cities where you are actually getting the right unit economics by that particular spend. So yeah, so we have learned the hard way, and we on a daily basis we learn, and we're still learning. Yeah.
Yeah. The industry never ceases to surprise us. I think there are learnings every day. And great chatting with everyone, and thank you so much for sharing all the valuable insights.